Hello and welcome to the video. Today I've got 8 brand new Cyberpunk 2077 mods you need to see. Everything from immersive systems and movement overhauls to a couple of cool vehicles. There's something here for everyone, so let's get right into it. Kicking things off with a mod that makes driving in Cyberpunk much more interesting. Immersive Odometer and Fuel System. This adds both an odometer that actually tracks your mileage and a fuel system for every single car and bike that you own. Each vehicle has its own tank size and unique fuel consumption. The system is dynamic too. The faster you drive, the more you burn. And speaking of the gauge, the mod comes with a brand new digital fuel display with a little engine light that tracks your vehicle's overall condition. At full health, it glows cyan and dips to amber when your vehicle gets below 50% damage. And when you're really running your ride into the ground, it goes red to eventually an emergency light starts flashing. It's clean, it's functional, and you can also move and resize it to fit your HUD setup. The only catch is that it overlaps with the auto drive widget by default. It's recommended to pair it with the limited HUD mod to keep everything minimalistic and clean. And also, fuel pricing is dynamic too. You can set any price in the mod's menu settings, and then every in-game hour, the price shifts slightly. So filling up at one point in the day might cost you a little more, or maybe you'll luck out and hit a dip in the market. And to refuel, just pull into any gas station around Night City or the Badlands, and the system takes care of it automatically. And yes, all the gas stations are marked on your map, which makes this mod extremely neat. And yes, you can also run out of fuel, so be careful not to let that happen. While fully customizable, this mod works perfectly by default. Either way, it makes every drive in Cyberpunk feel much more immersive. And I have no idea how this mod missed my radar. I only found out about this mod due to a comment in my last video, so thank you to that person. But next up is a mod that fixes something small. Once you notice it, you can't unsee it, because I couldn't. Adaptive traffic lights finally makes traffic behave somewhat like it should. With this mod, NPC vehicles will automatically adjust their headlights based on the time of day and the weather. So during a bright afternoon, the streets actually look sunlit and natural and not headlight lit. But once the sun sets or a storm rolls in or rain, etc., you'll start to see the NPC vehicles' headlights flick on all around you. Technically you won't. But anyway, it's a subtle change, but it makes driving through the city feel a little bit more polished. Now, performance-wise, the mod is basically free, as the system doesn't constantly check every car, and vehicles only update when they spawn, which keeps things smooth. It's not the flashiest mod on the list, but the difference is immediate. Moving on. Alright, let's talk new weapon pack. The Biotechnica Cache adds 3 brand new iconic weapons, with each weapon feeling like a dangerous experiment straight out of Biotechnica's labs. First up is Bloom, a Tycon pistol. The tagline says it all: beneath even the thickest chrome lies the seed of life, waiting to bloom. Fully charged shots from this thing cause uncontrolled cell division in your target, basically making their body tear itself apart from the inside. It absolutely shreds flesh and blood enemies, but it's a little less effective against heavily cyberized targets who can tank the biological damage. To get your hands on Bloom, first, each of these weapons can be spawned in using the CET console commands. But, interestingly enough, to get hold of this gun without using the commands, you need to gather 3 unique items tied to the NCPD scanner hustles connected to Project Nightingale. And if you've missed the item or already completed, each item can be purchased from the black market vendor. But the next weapon in this pack is Sporecaster, a Ashura sniper unlike anything else in the game. Instead of simply dropping enemies, this weapon fires vials of spores that mind control whoever you hit. Suddenly, the bad guy who was blasting you becomes your ally, turning their gun on their own crew. Hit them again, and not only does it refresh their mind control effect, but it also heals them, keeping your new friend in the fight longer. It's chaotic, it's creative, and it makes every encounter feel unpredictable. Now, you'll find this incredible rifle stashed at Maggie Isley's lab, and the vibe of picking it up there fits the lore almost perfectly. And finally, there's the Rat Stick. This isn't just a baseball bat, it's chemical warfare wrapped in wood and chrome. And the tagline nails it. Sometimes you just gotta bash a few lab rats. Whenever you kill a poisoned enemy with it, the Rat Stick releases a burst of pesticide, spreading poison to everyone nearby. Suddenly, you've got chain reaction chaos, turning one takedown into an entire group choking on toxins. And you'll be able to loot this one during an NCPD scanner hustle at the Badlands dump site on the border of Santo Domingo. 3 weapons, 3 completely different playstyles, and all tied together by Biotechnica's twisted experiments. Whether you want biological devastation with Bloom, mind-bending control with Sporecaster, or toxic chaos with the Rat Stick, this cache adds some neat and creative new tools to your arsenal. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want to see more Cyberpunk mods, consider subscribing. It helps out a ton and it lets me know I'm doing the right thing. But let's get back to the video. Movement in vanilla Cyberpunk has always felt a little stiff. Like sprinting and gunplay were never really designed to flow together. But the mod Omni Combat changes that completely. It's a full movement overhaul that stitches together the best of Omni movement, the gun-ho quality of life mod, and a set of new customization sliders, all rolled into one package. At its core, the mod gives you full control over how V moves. You're not locked into the game's default sprint logic anymore. Instead, you can move forwards, side, and backwards sprint speeds individually. Toggle whether sprint should reset when you stop, and experiment with speed boosts to find the exact feel that you want. Right now, the sprint toggle works perfectly, and the speed boost system for Omni movement is fully functional. You've also got the gung-ho system baked in, which keeps sprint animations active even during combat. So instead of snapping back into rigid gunplay, movement feels fluid and connected. It makes running and gunning way more natural. The beauty of it is the flexibility. If you want to crank things up and zip around like a chrome ninja, just put those sliders up and fly through fights. If you'd rather keep things grounded and tactical, you can dial the boost back and wait for the planned penalty system to drop, which will eventually let you stack movement penalties when aiming or sliding, creating a more realistic pace. But at the very least, this mod will offer you a small refreshing way to enjoy the combat. Omni Combat transforms the feel of firefights, and yeah, for me at least, it's just a new way to experience combat. But let's move on to the next mod for today. This one's simple but surprisingly immersive. Roaming Bus adds the buses into the city's traffic during rush hours. It does this by replacing one of the big truck variants, so now you'll actually spot buses. Some loaded with passengers, others running empty, just like in real life. Pair it with the Driver Bus mod, and you can even sit down inside, switch on auto drive, and roleplay as a commuter in Night City. It's not flashy, but it's one of those background mods that makes the city breathe a little more. Once you've seen buses mixed into the flow of traffic, it's hard to imagine Night City without them, because it just shouldn't be without them. Now here's something that goes beyond gameplay and digs straight into the soul of the cyberpunk genre. The Night City poster project isn't your typical texture overhaul. The author curated over 200 brand new high-resolution lore-friendly posters, all seamlessly integrated into Night City. And no, these aren't random images slapped on walls. They're posters for original fictional films created by the mod author. And it's not just the new content, every single one of the vanilla posters has also been enhanced too, upscaled into crisp, high-resolution versions that keep CD Projekt Red's original direction intact. It's one of those mods where the more time you spend in Night City, the more you appreciate a mod that seems to be simple but makes a great difference. Now this mod is one I've personally wanted in the game ever since I first came across the model, but now it's fully drivable and magnificent. The mobility scooter is exactly what it sounds like. A little 5 horsepower all-wheel drive Mitsutani chariot that lets you tear up the sidewalks of Night City in style. It's been fully reworked and brought back by Orange, an exceptional mod creator who has brought us quite a few interesting vehicles. But now, the scooter. Whether its original owner had a heart attack or it fell off and died or something, we'll never know. But the result is probably my favorite ride ever. You've got 6 variants to choose from, each available in 3 color schemes. Some come kitted out with items scavenged from Dogtown's weapon shops, things like strapped on guns and gear. Now they are just for decoration, but they make every scooter look like it's been through some wild adventures. Oh, and I nearly forgot to mention, there are variants with an attached wheelchair for Johnny to tag along. And I just love how absurd and brilliant this mod is. It might not win you any street races, but the scooter drives surprisingly well for a mobility scooter. But there is something quite humorous about blasting through Night City traffic at top speed on a beat-up motorized chair. But from the good old scooter to something a bit more speedy. The Porsche 911 RSR. Head over to your nearest virtual car dealer and grab this beauty. A great modern counterpart to Johnny's Porsche. So if you've ever wanted a matching upgrade for V's garage, this is it. Whether you're flexing Corpo Plaza or ripping across the Badlands at night, this car brings style and speed. So if you're one for the real world imports, then this is a must-have, because it was really fun to drive and super speedy. But that's 8 incredible mods that keep Cyberpunk 2077 evolving. From grounded immersion and smart little fixes to comedy gold and pure horsepower. Personally, I love how each one adds something different, and together they make Night City feel alive in some new ways. Which of these mods are you most excited to try first? Drop a comment below and let me know. I'm always curious what caught your eye. And hey, if you wanted to support the channel directly, then the YouTube join button is a super extra way to do that, which also unlocks some extra perks for you, but of course subscribing is the best way to show your support, as that one is free. Now just before I go, I'd like to let you know that at 10,000 subscribers, I'm planning to do a few streams, a Cyberpunk playthrough with some challenges to it, to say the least. No more spoilers for the moment, but it would be awesome to see some of you there when that does happen. So subscribe up. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy modding.